Good morning, honorable members. I welcome you all to the 11th sitting of the 7th Legislative Assembly. Now I request Honorable Governor to accept the memento and a coffee table book of Arunachal Pradesh Legislative Assembly. Now I request Honorable Governor to deliver his address to the member of Legislative Assembly. Sir.
Very good morning to all of you. Honorable Speaker and honorable members of the Legislative Assembly. I welcome all the honorable members to this 11th session of the 7th Legislative Assembly of Arunachal Pradesh. I am privileged to address the budget session and take this opportunity to convey my best wishes to all of you. The annual budget session of Legislative Assembly is of great importance since the annual budget is not merely an accounting exercise of receipts and expenditures, but it reflects the vision of the government for the welfare of its citizens. As we have seen in the preceding years, I am sure this annual budget of my government will also live up to the expectations of our people. Honorable members, India has assumed G20 presidency this year, which is a matter of great pride for all of us. Leadership of most significant political and economic group of the nation provides an unique opportunity to strengthen our role in the global order. The theme of our presidency, One Earth, One Family, One Future, reflects on our core beliefs of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. As such, we are well poised to play a pivotal role in finding pragmatic and meaningful solutions to global problems for the well-being of all. The occasion is all the more significant since G20 presidency also marks the beginning of the Amrit Kal, the 25-year period beginning from the 75th anniversary of our independence and leading up to the centenary in the year of 2047. To contribute towards a futuristic, prosperous, inclusive, and developed society, my government's vision is aligned to the Saptarishi priorities outlined in the Union Budget for 2023-24. All efforts are being made and will be made to reach the last mile and uncap the unrealized potential, especially for the youth. Working in tandem, the team Arunachal has been striving towards excellence in governance in all areas, be it quality education, better healthcare services, self-reliant agriculture, horticulture, animal husbandry, fisheries, improving ease of living and doing business, improved connectivity in road, rail, air, and digital sectors, water, power, peace, justice, preserving and promoting indigenous traditions, eco-friendly tourism, social and community participation in livelihood generation, and climate resilient and responsive green development. Honorable members may recall that while addressing the special session of Assembly recently, the Honorable President asserted that Arunachal plays an important role in the social and economic development of the country and that the sun of development is shining over the state. The Honorable President also emphasizing the need to preserve the rich natural resources and traditional culture of the state, lauded the government for showing commitment to the climate change responsive development through Parquet Declaration. It's a matter of pride for us that the Honorable President noted the vibrant system of self-governance and grassroots democracy which has existed in Arunachal Pradesh for centuries and which is being continued by the active participation of the people of the state in the modern democratic processes. Honorable members, as we are all aware, the Union Budget for financial year 2023-24 has been presented, outlining 7 priorities of Saptarishi guiding us during the Amrit Kal. That is to say, inclusive development, reaching the last mile, infrastructure and investment, unleashing the potential, green growth, youth power, and the financial sector. It's a matter of great satisfaction that my government's 6 pillars of governance, reforms and prudent financial management, synergy and convergence, investment in health sector, investment in human capital, Atmanirbhar Arunachal Pradesh, and environment protection and climate resistant development are very well aligned to these priorities. Our pillars aligned to the Saptarishi priorities are the building blocks towards achieving happiness for each and every resident of the state. We are following the mantra of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, or Sabka Prayas. This is the slogan given by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji in letter and spirit. The vision of my government for accelerating accessible, affordable and equitable development for attaining greater happiness will be reflected in the annual budget for 2023-24. Honorable members, the physical infrastructure of the state has progressed by leaps and bounds during the last 7 years under the able leadership of our young and energetic Chief Minister, Shri Pema Khandu ji. The inauguration of Doni Polo Airport, Itanagar, by the Honorable Prime Minister on 19th of November 22 was a historic event witnessed by all of us. The government put in tremendous efforts besides its own resources to ensure that our capital city of Itanagar is on the national civil aviation map. We now have 4 functional airports, with Itanagar having wide-body jet aircraft connectivity to major cities of the country. In the coming year, 3 more airstrips at Manchuka, Tooting and Vijayanagar will be operational. The central government is considering our proposal for 3 more advanced landing grounds in Dirang in West Kameng, Anini in Dibang Valley, and the 3rd in Upper Subansiri district. Honorable members, the road sector has also seen unprecedented development in the last 6 years. 2,482 kilometers of national highways have been built. This is an increase of 138% in national highways network in the state during this period, more than doubling the network. At the same time, 6,755 kilometers of rural roads have been constructed, providing all-weather connectivity to 170 habitations under Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. The commitment and proactive attitude of the government is reflected in the fact that road connectivity reached the state's 2 remotest administrative circles, that is Vijayanagar on Indo-Myanmar border and Tali on Indo-Tibetan border this year. Shri Pema Khandu ji's personal leadership ensured that unrealized dreams of the people were fulfilling 75 years after the independence. The connectivity has triggered reverse migration in our border areas. My government is going to add activity to connectivity in border areas, making them truly vibrant. Despite the backlog created by the pandemic, important projects have seen good progress last year. For instance, District Headquarter Townships Road at Upia, Basar, Boleng and Hawai have been completed. The state has taken concrete steps to improve mobile connectivity for the benefit of people as well as the security forces guarding our borders. With support from Government of India, 4G connectivity is being extended to an additional 1,903 villages in the state by December of this year, 2023. Honorable members, the Sarkar Aapke Dwar initiative has now been revamped as Seva Aapke Dwar to ensure that every eligible person gets the benefit of government flagship schemes at his doorsteps. Under Sarkar Aapke Dwar program, 1,051 camps were held across the state, with 26 mega camps reaching out to 12.33 lakh beneficiaries. The government has held 66 camps in 239 administrative circles, covering over 55,000 beneficiaries under the revamped Seva Aapke Dwar program since October end last year. In addition, Government of Arunachal Pradesh is developing a new integrated 24/7 online portal named CMA Jan Sunwai that enables all citizens to lodge their grievances on any subject related to public service. Through e-governance reforms such as e-office and e-cabinet, my government has ensured highest levels of transparency and accountability. Coupled with e-Vidhan adopted by the Assembly, our governance and administrative reforms have earned accolades. Let me use this opportunity to emphasize that my government has zero tolerance approach towards corruption and is committed to take the strictest possible action against those guilty of corruption. Honorable members, to strengthen disaster preparedness, the government is implementing common alerting protocol sponsored by National Disaster Management Authority. 700 volunteers have been trained on the Aapda Mitra program to deal with natural disasters like landslides, flash floods, earthquakes. Disaster awareness programs, tabletop exercises, and mock drills are being continuously conducted across the state. My government is committed to achieve the goal of drugs-free Arunachal. Through supply reduction, demand reduction, and harm reduction, each of which require not only multi-sector coordination amongst departments, but more importantly, cooperation from the society and the communities. A special anti-narcotics task force has been notified and a narcotic helpline is now functional 24/7 at the crime branch of the Arunachal Pradesh Police to generate intelligence for targeted actions. Honorable members, investment in health sector has been an important focus area of the government. As you would appreciate, a whole of government approach was adopted to successfully contain COVID-19 pandemic. With the health department receiving unstinted cooperation from the society and elected representatives, a COVID recovery rate of 99% was consistently maintained, with the second lowest mortality rate in this country. To further augment critical care in the state, we have begun to work of establishing intensive care units and pediatric care units at 11 locations to add to over 1,500 oxygen beds which were added in only 1 year on war footing. To improve quality health services, a high-end 3 Tesla MRI unit has been installed in TRIMS Hospital and a state-of-the-art emergency and trauma care center built last year. Along with the rest of the country, Arunachal Pradesh is working on mission mode to eliminate tuberculosis by the year 2025 under the Pradhan Mantri TB Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. It's a matter of satisfaction that 214 persons have volunteered as Nikshay Mitras and adopted 381 TB patients for nutritional and care support. I am pleased to inform that the state of Arunachal Pradesh has been awarded for best community engagement in adolescent health, reflecting our resolve to provide quality health services to our youth. My government is also working on the Chief Minister Health Emergency Life Protection Services initiative, under which emergency units of 5 general and district hospitals are being strengthened and upgraded to provide quality and accessible emergency care. Under the Chief Minister Arogya Arunachal Yojana, dovetailed with the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Yojana, more than 13,000 patients have been assisted for tertiary care interventions. Together, the two schemes now cover more than 6.1 lakh citizens in the state, and our effort going forward is to cover all the eligible people. Honorable members, investment in human capital is another important pillar of government's vision. The Government of India has provided a special grant of Rs 500 crores for the development of 50 model schools in Arunachal Pradesh. Our work of modernizing school infrastructure will receive an immense boost with this support. To further improve school infrastructure, my government has signed a memorandum of understanding with the Union Ministry of Education to bring large-scale transformation in school education. The agreement covers establishment of PM schools for Rising India and strengthening the infrastructure of existing schools managed by state and local bodies. These schools will showcase all components of National Education Policy NEP 2020. A web portal and a mobile application has been developed in order to accurately reflect the deployment of teachers and for improving the quality of education. The portal is equipped with innovative modules like Know Your Teacher and Register Grievances. I am happy to inform you that we have established 50 dedicated girls' residential schools called Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalayas in the state, in addition to 38 such Vidyalayas attached with higher secondary schools. The Ministry of Tribal Affairs has sanctioned total 12 Eklavya model residential schools for the state. Of these, 3 have been inaugurated this year and 2 more are on the verge of completion. Honorable members, greater focus on building sports infrastructure and supporting sports activities across the state has resulted in our sportsperson winning several medals in events like 36th Annual Games and Khelo India Youth Games. Arunachal was ranked second amongst all northeastern states and 16th overall in the national games. In the recently concluded Northeast Olympic Games, the state stood in 3rd position. To encourage the culture of sports in the state, we have conducted various events such as mountain terrain biking, Tawang Cycle Competition Challenge, and annual basic and advanced skill training in adventure sports like river rafting, scuba diving, and paragliding. While talking about human capital, we also need to take care of those who need society's help. In the last financial year, under the National Social Assistance Program, the state supported over 42,000 old age beneficiaries, over 6,000 widow beneficiaries, and nearly 3,000 disability beneficiaries. Honorable members, the emphasis on Atmanirbhar Arunachal was inspired by our visionary Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, who gave the clarion call of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and we firmly believe that we can contribute majorly to this effort. Agriculture is the major livelihood provider in the state. You are aware that a number of front-end credit-linked schemes like Atmanirbhar Krishi Yojana, Atmanirbhar Bagwani Yojana, Atmanirbhar Matsya and Palan Yojana, Atmanirbhar Plantation Yojana, and Atmanirbhar Pashu Palan Yojana have been initiated by the government to enhance farmers' productivity and income both. I am happy to share that till date, Atmanirbhar Krishi and Bagwani Yojana have benefited more than 6,000 farmers, 581 self-help groups besides farmer producers organizations. Around 3,000 hectare area expansion was funded for diversified agriculture and horticulture crops during these innovative schemes. Our country is presently largest importer of palm oil in the world. Arunachal is working to significantly reduce this dependency in direction of Atmanirbharta and is going to receive about 250 crores private investment for integrated palm oil factories. This sector has great revenue and employment potential in the state. The government has entered into a tripartite MOU with National Horticultural Board and National Seed Corporation for establishment of a post-entry quarantine center for temperate fruit crops at State Horticulture Farm in Shergaon. 30 ambulances have been added to improve veterinary services to farmers at their doorsteps as part of the central government's livestock health and disease control system. Honorable members, several beneficiary-oriented programs are being implemented by my government to support and assist self-employment opportunities and increase income generation. This year, vehicles were distributed to 300 primary level federations for providing marketing mobility support to self-help groups as and when needed. Additionally, Rs 1 lakh was provided as state support to 500 self-help groups. 31 farmers producers companies and 50 farmers producers organizations have been formed in the state for collaboration, aggregation and ease of marketing, which cater to nearly 16,000 and 5,000 farmers respectively. Honorable members, realizing the untapped potential of tourism sector is an area of priority for the government under the Synergy and Convergence and Atmanirbhar Arunachal pillars. Steps are being taken to transform the employment and revenue generation potential of this sector. The Government of India has approved 2 new tourist circuits this year from Dibrugarh, Devmali, Hukanjuri, Khonsa route in Tirap district and Dibrugarh, Kanubari, Longding in Longding district. Last year, 111 beneficiaries have been supported under 2 key tourism-related schemes, that is the Chief Minister's Paryatan Shiksha Yojana and Chief Minister Paryatan Vikas Yojana. Honorable members, hydropower is a major strength of Arunachal Pradesh. The Honorable Prime Minister dedicating the 600 megawatt Kameng hydropower plant to the nation during his visit to Itanagar in November 22, Arunachal Pradesh has become second power surplus state of Northeast. The government is taking concrete steps to realize the full potential of hydropower sector and contribute majorly towards fulfillment of the country's commitment to increase the adoption of green energy. Reflecting the government's emphasis on green energy, about 6,000 solar street lights are being installed this year in 728 border villages of 13 border districts. Our government is committed to facilitate and promote development of micro, small and medium enterprises in the state under the e-registration system called Udyam Registration introduced by the Government of India. More than 5,000 MSMEs have been registered so far. Under the PM Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprise scheme, about 1,500 SSG members were assisted at the rate of 32,000 rupees per member in the current financial year. 221 new projects have been sanctioned under the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. The employment is generated under the scheme is estimated to be 1,500. Honorable members, preserving and promoting our rich indigenous tribal culture is a high priority of my government. To this end, I am pleased to inform you that Department of Art and Culture has signed a MOU with Indian Council for Cultural Relations under the Ministry of External Affairs. We are constructing tribal culture and indigenous prayer centers across the state for promoting local tribal festivals, languages and scripts. The government has also taken the initiative for documenting our cultural heritage as well as printing books and souvenirs on folk tales and folklores in the indigenous language of different tribes of Arunachal Pradesh. As part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nearly 500 celebratory events were conducted across the states. Our cultural troupes also participated in important events in other parts of the country, showcasing the rich and pristine traditions culture of Arunachal Pradesh. Honorable members, the government undertook a very commendable initiative of recognizing and honoring the immense contribution of people of Arunachal Pradesh in India's struggle for independence. But for this laudable effort of the government, the history of our heroes, including the unsung heroes, martyrs and freedom fighters, would have remained confined to the indigenous oral history. The painstaking field and academic research, firmly supported by government, has resulted in proper documentation of their lives. The legends of the struggle and the bravery will now be known to the people of the state and country. Honoring the memory of our unsung heroes has been a singularly important endeavor of the government during Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav in the 75th year of our independence. The names of 220 war heroes from Arunachal Pradesh, which include 18 unsung heroes, 76 martyrs, and 126 freedom fighters, were recorded and documented this year, and these unsung heroes were posthumously awarded a citation and a medallion on the 37th Statehood Day. Honorable members, my government is committed to sustainable and green development. We have a large forest cover, rich biodiversity, and several acclaimed national parks and sanctuaries. Maintaining a clean, green, and healthy environment is important in the context of ecological stability of the Himalayan region, while strengthening the forest-based economy of the state. For scientific waste management, sites have been identified for setting up solid waste processing facilities. Sewage treatment plants are being set up in Itanagar and Pasighat. for protection of wildlife, air gun surrender Abhiyan has caught the imagination of the people and has been appreciated by Honorable Prime Minister. More than 2,000 air guns and guns have been surrendered by the people, and many more people are following suit. The scientific management of biological resources with people's participation, 1,806 biodiversity management communities have been constituted in various districts of the state. Honorable members, in conclusion, I would like to thank all of you in discharging your role and responsibility for peace, prosperity, and progress of the state. The people deserve special appreciation for the excellent state of civil-military relations seen in the state. The cooperation and collaboration with which our local population and armed forces live is an example to be followed. The same spirit should be reflected in our civic lines with adoption of the way of dialogue and discussion, and not buns and strikes calls. Law and order problems result in untold hardships, especially to women and children. The adverse effects on trade and commerce, travel and tourism, health services, educational institutions, daily wage earners, small shopkeepers, etc. are avoidable, to say the least. It is my earnest desire that exalted members of this House, as well as the senior administrative officers, make regular visits to remote and far-flung areas in their districts to interact with the citizen and physically ascertain that the central and state government programs have benefited the population. Spending time with our people in remote areas will help us connect with them and repose trust in the administration. Creating such an accessible space will strengthen integration besides addressing their grievances. The land of rising sun is synonymous with the land of peace due to the harmonious and peaceful existence of our tribal communities. My government is committed to maintain law and order, to ensure peace and tranquility, which is a prerequisite for equitable, non-discriminatory, sustainable, and accelerated development. In this respect, all of us must contribute towards the overall development of the state, placing special emphasis on maintaining clean and green environment, eradicating corruption and poverty, promoting health and education, empowering the vulnerable sectors of society, and maintaining unity and peace. Let us all join hands in contributing to Atmanirbhar Arunachal and Atmanirbhar Bharat. In conclusion, I would like to recall the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of keeping the nation first in everything that we do. I wish to end with a quote by venerated Lord Buddha, who said, "If you can't change a situation, change your perception of it. Remember, most of our stress comes from the way we respond and not the way the life is." Perception management, I believe, is a very good tool for governance. Once again, I convey my best wishes to all of you and express confidence that this budget session would be utilized productively by honorable members in the interest of all-round progress of the state of Arunachal Pradesh. Jai Arunachal, Jai Hind.
Thank you, Honorable Governor, for addressing this august House. Now I request Honorable Governor and Honorable members to proceed to the banquet hall after the group photo for high tea. And this House will reassemble again at 11 a.m. when I adjourn the House till then. Honorable members may rise for the national anthem, please.